Hello, I'm Jack and I'm in Natives.
With this project, how did it come along? Like, how did you guys, get to know each other?
We've been friends since school, so we've always kind of like made music together. We were in a band before this, and then 4 or so years ago, Natives just sort of happened, just like became a thing. It was sort of an evolution of an old band we were in, and yeah, it just sort of happened. So we've like known each other like our whole lives.
Your style was quite different to now. So what encouraged you? Like, what influenced you?
I think we just became a lot more comfortable in like ourselves as like songwriters. So not to say that like our first album wasn't honest, because it was, but we maybe were subconsciously writing music what we thought people wanted to hear. Whereas the music that we put out now is just like, when we were making it, we don't really care what anyone thinks. Not in an arrogant way, like we don't think we're great or anything. We just think we make our best music when we're just doing it for ourselves. So I think once we sort of realised that in a sort of light bulb moment, everything like changed. And I think that's where there's quite a drastic difference. As well, like our first album was written quite a few years ago, quite a few years even before it came out. And so, I don't wear the same clothes I wore like 8 years ago either, so I guess it's like a bit of a natural evolution, a bit of a change in sort of attitude.
Yeah, just your creative side coming.
Yeah.
You don't want to be, impressing everyone that you think would like your music.
Exactly. We just figured like, if you make like music which makes you happy, then you're never going to be disappointed.
What is War Paint about? Is there any story behind it?
Yeah. The whole new album is based on a story. So before we wrote any music, we had this big narrative written, which I'm currently turned into like a book, like a novel. And that was split in, before we started making the music, we split that into 20 like chapters. And so we have a song for each chapter. So that's kind of how it works. So War Paint is one chapter in the 20 chapter book. And it's, without giving away sort of the plot of the story, the general theme in the song is kind of about standing up for things that you've like built together as a community. So we kind of believe quite strongly that people from like all walks of life and background can like come together over like simple common ground. Like, and I guess it's about coming together as a community and then like sort of standing and like protecting that. And,
working on any new music? If so, do you want to talk us through the process and how it works?
Yeah, well, we're finishing up the new album at the moment. It's mostly done. The process is probably quite unusual. So it starts, like I said, we have this big board in the studio, which is like the story, like the timeline of the story, and it's split into 20 boxes and it has each title. And then usually Andy, who plays drums live, we'll have like a sort of musical idea. He'll bring that to us and we'll sort of sit about and say this feels like this part of the story. And then from there we kind of treat it like we're sort of soundtracking a film, or like we're like scoring like a musical or like a rock opera or something. It's kind of not very like... I was listening to someone talk recently, the guy who did La La Land, and he was saying how the difference between like pop songs and songs for musicals is that pop songs like talk like adjectives, they like describe things that are like feelings and stuff, whereas songs in musicals like describe actions and what's actually happening, and that's the difference. And when I heard that, I thought our songs are way more musicals than they are, even though we clearly like sound very poppy. So the process is kind of like, right, what's happening in the story at this time, and how can we make that, just describe that sonically, and then we make sure that we don't think about playing it live when we're writing it. So we don't all stand around on our instruments in the room and like jam, like we're not that sort of band. It's like we're sort of composers, I guess, without trying to sound poncy. but it's all kind of like, yeah, we just kind of put the whole thing together in the studio like it's a piece of music, and then we figure out how we're going to play it live later. So yeah, it's a bit odd, yeah, but
no, it's not. No, every band has a different way of doing things. So yeah, I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Also, like you were talking about soundtracks and stuff. So, what movie would you want to have one of your songs to be soundtrack?
Well, the obvious answer is The Lion King. But what would we like to? I mean, I love Wes Anderson films. So.
Maybe if they do a remake of it, like what they've done with the whole.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, if they were doing the Lion King stage show again, like and they were like, we want all new songs, that would be the dream for us. Like the dream for our album would be it to be performed on a stage with like actors acting it out. So yeah, I think something like that.
Well, you're gonna invite us, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Hammersmith! If we start here,
Your tracks are very catchy. How would you describe it? Your genre, like, do you believe in categorizing your music or not?
I mean, I suppose the cool thing to say would be like, nah, genres don't exist, everyone should listen to everything. It's kind of like true, like to extent, like with the way we listen to music these days, it's like, I think people are more interested in playlists than albums and all that stuff, but everyone says that, but you have to be able to put a label in it, that's why genres existed. So we always say tribal pop, and we feel like that's the simplest way to describe our band, so yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How's it touring with Busted? And like, was this something that you dreamed of all your life?
Yeah, it's amazing for a start. Like, we get on like a just simple day-to-day level. Like, we get treated so well. Everyone on this tour is lovely. Like, we're so well accommodated for. It's amazing. Like down to like the caterers and all of their crew. Everyone really looks after us, so that's great. Secondly, we're playing 5 weeks worth of massive shows, and that's just, yeah, like this is the biggest show I've ever played tonight. So it's like 5,000 people.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how is it playing to these big, enormous crowds, basically?
It's great, because we love, like, our favourite thing is playing to people who've never heard of us before, and having like half an hour to like turn them into a fan. And we love that, because our music's a bit unusual. When we first start playing, people just don't know what to make of it. You can see it, and then we'll walk on stage, and then like, we'll start playing the first song, and everyone's just like, what is this? And then the aim is like right by the end of the set, have everyone getting involved.
They warm up to you guys.
Yeah.
You know what we like them.
Yeah. So no, being on this tour is amazing. And yeah, I mean, I didn't. It's not the sort of thing you expect when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
If you just told my however old self, you'll go on tour with Busted, I'd been like, that seems unusual. But obviously, a new album is a bit more fitting with our sound. And secondly, like, you don't expect to do 5 weeks of it. Like, the tour is so long, so yeah, amazing.
Like, obviously you must have been a fan back then. What did you think about when they got back together? Were you just like really happy, or?
It was interesting because yeah, like, so Matt has been a bit of a fan of ours for ages. That's how we're on the tour, because like Matt somehow knows our band and really liked us and asked us to come on tour. So so we're sort of aware of what they were doing. So we sort of keep up to them because he's kind of been like an online friend, I guess. But it was really cool for us because A, I think the new album's really cool and I really like it, and B, it kind of like, when we made our new stuff there was always a bit of this sounds very different to our first album, but that's okay because we're not a very big band, so not that many people know about us anyway, so we can kind of do what we want. But with them, I just like hats off to them, because it is like commendable to be a band that's got the world record for the most amount of like Wembley Arena sold out in a row, be this huge band known for writing songs a certain way, and then to come back and do something that's just completely different and like stand by it. and play those songs live. I think that's like really bold. I think it'd be really easy just to like them to cash in and just be like, yeah, we're back together, we're just gonna play our old stuff. So I actually think it's like really commendable because we were nervous about how our stuff sounds and who the hell knows who natives are. So to be busted and to come back and be a completely different thing, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So talking of busted and like childhood memories and stuff, who would you say influenced you, your music in your childhood?
There weren't many different acts that got played in my house. My brother listened to Oasis and just 90s trance music, and my mum just listened to the Beatles. So I guess that's like, they were the things that were on at home, and then I kind of, well, we as a group sort of discovered Blink-182, and that was like the best moment ever.
Right.
So that was the first kind of like defining moment in like this, like music is amazing. And then I would say in like more recent life, a few years ago when me and Andy discovered the Paul Simon album Graceland, we were just like, this is like the greatest thing ever. So maybe like those two are kind of big points.
Are there any rituals that you follow before performances?
Yes. It sounds like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like an idiot, but we always do a shot of Jägermeister. But that's not because we're like, oh, let's be really cool and get really drunk at all. We don't drink alcohol before we play.
Yeah.
We only drink after we play. But Jägermeister is disgusting. Sorry if it, like no one likes the taste of Jäger either.
Like it,
So there's kind of this thing where we want to get G'd up, and there's something about doing a shot of something horrible that kind of fires you up. So that always happens pre-show, and then lately we've been streaming it live on Facebook, the walk onto stage. So how it will go is like we go live on Facebook, have a bit of a chat. Someone DJs in here, so we have some speakers set up so everyone gets in the mood. Have a bit of a DJ set, do some Jägermeister, and then stand side stage. And then we all know what point we're meant to walk on, but without fail, every show, everyone's like, we're gonna miss it, we're gonna be too late, we're gonna be too late. So there's this sort of panic, and then we're on, and then it's just plain sailing.
Cool. I was going to say, I can see that there's your vitamins, your herbal teas,
Yeah.
mayonnaise.
Yeah. We try and keep it healthy during the day.
So what's the most valuable lesson you've learned as an artist, and why?
Just create things which please you and ignore what anybody else other than the people you're creating with thinks. So the one rule we have when we're making anything, be it like a music video or writing a song, is if those people in the room that are making it think something's cool and it makes us happy, then just go with it and go with our gut, and don't think about radio or if people are going to like it or all those things, because it just, you're happy either way then. Like, you've got something that you can stand by in however many years when you're not doing this anymore, and more to the point, like, I think chances are if you make something like that which really satisfies yourself and is uncompromised, you're probably going to make better art anyway.
Yeah.
And that like changed our world when we figured that out.
Yeah, you want to look back at something that makes you proud of who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you prefer to play to live crowds or recording music?
Oof.
I know that's a massive question.
Normally, as a general rule of thumb, I prefer personally being in the studio, because I just feel like that's like we just care more than anything else about writing what we consider to be great songs. And I love the process that we go through, and I love being in the studio. So if you ask me like just at any other point, I'll be like the studio definitely. But I'm playing Hammersmith Apollo tonight.
Yeah.
And if someone, if the phone goes now and someone says, "Do you want to come in the studio and write a song?" I'll be like, "No, I'm playing Hammersmith Apollo." So I feel like right now, we've also done that for like we've been in the studio for like a couple of years making this album. So now it's just, it's nice to be out on tour. But normally studio, but today tour.
So have you guys got anything aligned this year, like any tours?
Yeah. We do this until March, and then we're going to Bosnia to work on a little project that we've been putting together, and then we come back from that, we're doing a headline tour, which some of the dates we've announced already. So we're coming back to London in June. I think that went on sale this morning. Well, I know that went on sale this morning. No, what did I think? And then after the headline tour, festivals through summer. And our album's coming out in 2 parts, so 20 songs is too many to put out in one go. So the first half is coming out in May and the second half will come out at the end of the year. Between them, it's just lots of touring and festivals, so it's mainly just playing loads and loads and loads of gigs, which is cool. I'm in the mood for that. And we're trying to do lots of little regional ones in the UK, because we always like those like sort of smaller town festivals, and we feel like our band kind of suits that vibe. So I think we're doing a couple of big ones, but mainly it's just like any little ones we can get to.
Right, brilliant. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah, cheers.